Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Planted Carly Flower. I'm Carly, and today we are going to be talking about how you can trade plants with others, how you can expand your collection for pennies or for completely free. So let's go ahead and get into talking all about that today.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time?
Okay guys, trading plants. I have had a lot of people tell me that they have trouble trading, that they're anxious about it, that they are really introverted and don't like putting themselves out there for trades, and they wanted to know what the best way is to go about trading. And there is a lot of ways to go about cultivating trades. First of all, you do need to put yourself out there just a little bit in order to find a trade. You can go with your comfort level, and trades are actually really important with intuition, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But you do have to put yourself out there just a tad. First, you're going to go to your preferred venue, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, OfferUp. There's tons of places where you can try and trade plants. I hear the top ones are obviously Instagram and Facebook. But I am not a Facebook person. I don't like Facebook. I will never ever be on Facebook again. So my experience all lies within Instagram. I post a picture of what I have for trade in my stories, and I give a general idea of what I'm looking for. And then I specify whether or not you're willing to ship your trade. Keeping in mind that if you do offer to ship, you are responsible for paying to ship your plant. And go from there. Sometimes I'll get lots of hits on one plant. Sometimes nobody will say anything about a plant. It absolutely just depends, and be prepared to maybe not get any interest or be prepared to get a lot of interest. It just depends on what you're posting and who happens to see it. If nobody gives me any interest by the time my stories, which is 24 hours, falls off my stories, then I will repost again in a few days, because new people can see it, and maybe someone who might have been thinking about it sees it again and decides to pull the trigger. You never know. Now, when you get somebody who messages you and wants to discuss a trade, I do believe in a certain type of trade etiquette. I will never belittle someone's trade. I tend to stay away from mentioning if a trade is dollar worthy. I'm not a big fan of that anyway. I have listed some very retail type expensive plants and taken very cheap retail plants in exchange, simply because I wanted that cheap plant. I didn't have it, and it was worth it to me. I don't get hung up on money value. If I post a rare Hoya that would go a 2-leaf cutting for 80 bucks and someone offers me a $30 plant, I don't go, well, my plant's more expensive. What else do you have to add to sweeten this deal? I either just decline. If I don't think it's enough, I say thank you, it's not something I'm looking for at this time, whatever, and then I move on, or they offer something else. And I might say, hey, well, if you're willing to do this, will you throw that other plant in, and we can do that. I'll give you this cutting for those 2 plants. They'll either say yes or no, but always for sure be polite. Don't belittle somebody's offer. Don't just be polite. Kindness goes a long way when it comes to trades, and you never know. You may foster a long-term planty friendship with one of these people that you're trading with, and honestly, that is more important and more worth it than any plant you could receive anyway. Quality friendships with quality people are worth so much more than plants. So always be kind, never belittle, and always be open and generous. Now, as far as navigating trades you're not interested in, people who trade are generally aware that they're not always going to be accepted, whatever they offer. If someone offers you something and you're just not into that plant, politely decline, say that's not something that interests you at this time. Always ask them if they have anything else to show you. Don't just completely discount them and move on to the next person. They might have something else, and they're starting off with this first plant that they thought would be better. Always ask them, I'm not really into this particular plant, or I already have this plant, or what have you. Do you have anything else that you would be willing to trade? And see what they come back with. If they say, no, that was all I had, say, well, I really appreciate your offer. Thank you so much. If I reconsider, I will contact you. But I appreciate you letting me look at your plant. Be polite. Definitely Don't feel bad about declining a trade that you're not happy with or a plant that you don't want, because then you're going to let go of a real plant you had that you could have gotten something else for, or you got something that you didn't want, and you're going to feel regret for that eventually. So absolutely, you know, stand by what you're looking for. Maybe give them a little bit more direction. You know, I did say I want Hoyas, but I'm looking for something more veiny. Do you have anything with really pronounced veins that you're willing to let go of? Give them more direction, and if they still say they don't have anything that you're looking for, just say, thank you so much for letting me look at your plant. I appreciate you answering my ad, and if I change my mind, I will absolutely contact you. And then just move on. Also, this is where your own personal intuition comes in. If a trade feels very off to you, don't go through with it. It's absolutely better just to politely decline and walk away, even if it's a plant you really want, if you feel off. If they are insisting that you send way more than you are willing to offer to begin with, and you do feel like the value is just too far apart for you, some people are very into the value aspect of trading, then absolutely it's okay to walk away. Be polite, even if they get rude with you. Continue to be polite. It doesn't hurt you to be polite, and honestly, you'll take up more space in their head than they ever will in yours by being polite anyways. So just absolutely, above all, be polite, but be firm. Do not fall into something that you're not happy with, because you're just not going to be happy with the trade and you're going to end up regretting it. Okay, when you do the trade, if you find something that you're agreeing to, ask them to send you a picture of exactly what they're sending you. If you're unsure of the size or whatever, say, hey, can you throw something in there for scale just so I can be sure I know what I'm getting? You don't want to think you're getting this gigantic cutting and then when it comes, it's 2 little leaves. Absolutely make sure you are 100% clear on what you're getting, because at a certain point, if you don't ask and they send you something that you're unhappy with, it ultimately will probably be your fault for that, because you didn't ask. You can never ask enough questions. Ask if it's rooted. Ask how long they've seen the plant. If they're showing you a cutting and you're really happy with it, ask them to see the mother plant. Be like, well, can I see the plant that this came off of? There's reasons why you can ask this. A, to make sure it wasn't prop lifted. B, to make sure that it's the plant you think it is if you're questioning the ID of the plant, and to see if the mother plant is healthy. If the mother plant is dying and this was the last strand left on it, maybe it won't root for you. You never know. You just want to know these things. So it's okay to ask for pictures of the mother plant, and it's okay to ask lots of questions about the cutting or plant they're sending you. Absolutely, there should be no shame in that. Ask away. Anyone who's really interested in doing a trade with you will answer all your questions, but without problem anyway. Always set expectations for how and when you're going to ship. I am limited to when I can ship. I do not own a printer, so in order to print labels, I have to have my ex-husband print them and bring them to me, which he does not mind doing. So I can't usually ship the next day because I have to wait for him to be coming to my home to give me the label. So I always set the expectation. My shipping days typically are Saturdays and Wednesdays, so I will tell them, you know, I know it's Sunday, but I can't ship it till Wednesday. Make sure you set that expectation up front so that they're not upset when you don't send it for a couple days. But do your very best to stick to that. If you say you're gonna ship it Wednesday, you probably should ship it Wednesday. Things happen, life happens. Just make sure you keep in contact with that person as soon as possible. Don't wait till Wednesday at 9 p.m. to tell them you didn't ship it. If you know earlier that day that you're not going to be able to get to the post office for whatever reason, shoot them a quick text. They're going to appreciate the communication, and I have found that most of the people in the planting community are super understanding and honest, and they will be so happy to let you know that it's absolutely okay. I never mind when somebody can't get to the post office when they initially thought they would. I always just appreciate a heads up. I hate to have to feel like I'm hounding someone to get a tracking number, or to feel like I don't know what's going on with my plant that I'm trading, especially if I've already sent out my portion of the trade. So it makes people worry, it makes them anxious, and you don't want to do that to people. So definitely keep in contact, set those expectations for your shipping times, and make sure you understand when they're going to ship their plant. And there's no shame in messaging them if you need to for a tracking number, because that is something they should have provided to you. And that just kind of bleeds into my last point. Definitely keep in contact. Definitely let them know, hey, it went out, here's your tracking number. I personally, and this is not required, will kind of watch my package that I sent out. When it's out for delivery, I'll just shoot them a little message like, hey, I saw my plant going to you, it's out for delivery today. I can't wait to see what you thought of it. Let me know when you get it. and just to let them know that you are confident that the plant's showing up today, that you are paying attention. It's absolutely not required. You do not have to watch your tracking of the plant to them or anything like that. It's just something that I like to do, probably because I'm an anxious worrywart and I want to make sure everything went okay. But yeah, that is something that I do that is just a little perk if it's something that you feel you'd like to throw in there for the trade. Okay guys, and that is my suggestions on how to trade for plants and the proper, what I feel would be the proper etiquette for such things. If you have any questions, definitely hit me up in the comment section down below. I love chatting with you guys as always, and I really enjoy your company. So definitely let's converse a little bit. Don't forget to come find me on Instagram and TikTok. My link tree is in the description box down below, which also has my Amazon storefront linked in case you're needing any planty items. You can look through that. It's all organized and ready for you to shop in. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this content. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you guys get to spend lots of time today with your plant babies. Bye-bye.